Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something pretty extraordinary. It's a story, yeah, but more than that. A journey from deep struggle right to the edge of despair, and then, well, into this reality-bending transformation. We're working from excerpts from Reborn, A Journey Between Worlds. And our mission here is really to unpack it, all the philosophy behind it, the raw human experience, and this mind-bending mystery at the core.
Exactly. And this isn't just about following a story. It's digging into what it means to live a life with meaning, how you face adversity, and then potentially this idea of being reborn into something totally unexpected. We'll look at how core beliefs can guide you, but also what happens when even those beliefs get pushed too far.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Let's unpack this from the very beginning. It seems like our protagonist's whole life was sort of anchored by her father's favorite saying, a catchphrase that, honestly, it just hits you. It's better to die than to live without life. Just sit with that for a second. Can you imagine the kind of, well, intense impact that has day to day?
That's a great point. It's not just the words, it's the weight behind them, right? It's not really saying, choose physical death. It's saying real death is just accepting a life with no soul, no purpose. So on one hand, yeah, it's this incredible push to chase your dreams, risk it all. But the flip side, it's immense pressure. Like failure isn't just failing, it's a kind of existential death. It fuels amazing things, sure, but it also sets you up for a huge crash when inevitably you falter, which, well, we see happen.
That's, wow, a terrifying kind of double-edged sword. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Does a philosophy like that set an almost impossible standard? Especially when the world, well, often doesn't really care about your purpose.
Precisely. You're constantly negotiating between this internal drive and external reality. It's exhausting.
And her life definitely shows that. The source paints this really vivid picture, Growing up poor, favelas in Brazil, single dad, a foreigner, scraping by. But even with all that material lack, her upbringing sounds incredibly rich, culturally speaking. Her eyes weren't on the ground, they were on the stars. She wanted knowledge, beauty, space travel even. And when things got tough, when she saw injustice, she didn't back down. She worked harder. If space wasn't an option, okay, find another huge goal. So she didn't just dream these things, she lived them. The excerpts show her becoming a poet, a musician, a revolutionary, yeah, an anthropologist, and then a game developer. These weren't just like hobbies scattered around. They were all connected to that core idea. Poetry to voice the oppressed. Anthropology to find purpose in societies. Games to build beautiful, meaningful worlds.
If you look at it, her life is this textbook example of peaks and valleys, but like amplified massively. It's this constant cycle. Climb high, lose it all, fight back even harder, climb even higher next time. It's more than just resilience, isn't it? It's this deep need to prove life can mean something even when everything's stripped away.
Yeah.
All those different roles, there's just different paths to the same place. Create, understand, contribute, despite constant brutal setbacks. It shows amazing adaptability, but you can feel the cost building up.
That relentless drive, that almost superhuman effort, it leads us to this really pivotal, quite heartbreaking point. The source shifts. She's 40. She's just closed her indie game studio, used her last bit of money to pay her employees, and she describes herself as just empty, no job, no money, but crucially, no courage left, no energy, the fighting spirit, gone. And her internal thoughts here revealed in the excerpts, they're just crushing, utterly exhausted, spiritually wrung out. She reflects, she doesn't regret chasing the dreams, trying to make things beautiful, but she's just tired, ready to quit. And in that state, that weariness, she thinks about Dune, a favorite book from her teens. That line, the universe just is. Not good, not bad. It just exists. Doesn't care, doesn't help, isn't just. Life is a struggle, things collide. She admits she's too weak now. She lost. And chillingly, she just doesn't care anymore.
This right here, this raises a huge question about, well, the limits of resilience. Even someone driven by such a powerful philosophy, someone who scaled those incredible peaks, they can hit a wall, a point of complete spiritual burnout, where apathy, that giving up, actually feels like a relief maybe. The idea that the universe is indifferent, that wasn't new to her intellectually. She'd thought about it before. But now, with her own spirit broken, it hits differently. The mind might accept cosmic indifference, but the soul just can't carry the weight of fighting it anymore. It's accepting reality, even if it feels like defeat.
That's a really chilling thought. And you wonder, did that acceptance, that idea that the universe doesn't care, almost become a weird kind of comfort? A way to let go of the fight?
It's perceptive.
Yeah.
And maybe for someone so driven by finding meaning, realizing the universe doesn't demand, could actually be freeing in a dark way, and unburdening when you're just Utterly spent.
So there she is, utterly defeated, wandering in the rain, soaked, just looking for any warmth. She finds this new cafe, cozy looking, orders coffee, chocolate cake, small comforts.
Oh, rituals.
And then this little moment of light, a cat jumps on her table. She's surprised. Oh, it's a cat cafe. Pets it, and the cat rubs against her hand. She smiles, really smiles for the first time in weeks, the text says. A tiny connection. But then, bam. Instantly followed by this incredibly strange feeling, like something huge, something impossible is about to happen. The source uses really vivid terms. Reality itself was tearing, space-time was ripped apart, and then nothing. Blackout. Talk about reality shattering. Have you come across like other stories or theories that talk about that kind of feeling, that premonition right before something world-altering, that sense of literal tear?
Oh, absolutely. It's a classic trope in sci-fi and fantasy, and even in some mystical accounts, the veil thinning, dimensions colliding, that sort of thing. But what's striking here is how physical it sounds. Not just a feeling, but like reality itself is breaking apart. It usually signals a complete reset, doesn't it? A fundamental change in the rules of existence for that person.
Which leads right into her waking up, or maybe arriving. She tries to say her old name, Aurora Carvalho, repeat the mantra like an anchor. But she can't move her head, her body. Realizes she's being held by a woman speaking gibberish who has, get this, cat-like ears. She gets passed around other beautiful women, some with animal ears, others with long, pointed sort of elf-like ears. And she notices this really specific, unsettling detail. They all wear these black collars. Then the penny drops, the horrifying realization. She's a baby. She cries out, this amplified baby cry, until a woman with, well, normal-looking ears calms her, feeds her, and she somehow knows, looking in this woman's eyes, this is her new mother.
Okay, but what's really fascinating here is her immediate reaction, intellectually. Instead of just pure panic, her mind, her analytical brain jumps straight to reincarnation, something she'd actually studied as an anthropologist to philosopher. And she instantly thinks about her old theory. Maybe memories carry over, but a baby's brain loses them. So even as this tiny infant, she makes a plan. Use meditation, memory exercises, things she knew to hold on to her memories, actively fight to keep them. That's incredible, isn't it? Her intellect, her sense of self, fighting for survival from day one in this new body.
Her mind is absolutely still there, even if her body isn't cooperating. So time passes, she gets a bit more control, learns her new name, Aurea, which is Aurea, meaning golden. Such a beautiful link to Aurora Dawn. Feels intentional, like a golden new day.
A symbolic restart.
Right, but then the other shoe drops. The slow, creeping, deeply unsettling realization, this is not Earth. Those beastkins, the elf-like women, they aren't just family quirks, they're part of this new world. And those black collars, everywhere. A constant disturbing sight. And maybe the most chilling part, that background noise she first thought was a siren, she finally figures it out. With baby ears, but her adult mind. It's cries and groans, constant suffering.
Yeah, if we connect that to the bigger picture, this isn't just moving house across the universe. It's a total reset into a completely alien framework. All these details, the different races, the collars, the sounds of suffering, they hint at something complex, something maybe oppressive. Challenging at the very least. It definitely casts a shadow over the whole rebirth idea. It suggests a whole new set of problems, maybe even a new kind of struggle she's landed in.
Absolutely. A profound shift in what this new beginning might mean. So where does that leave Aria? Where does it leave us? The source ends this part with her final question, almost a whisper, heavy with fear and just cosmic confusion. So where am I? Huge cliffhanger. What an incredible arc we've traced in this deep dive. From the favelas, driven by that intense mantra through this life of huge ambition, struggle, despair, and then whoosh, reality tears and she's reborn. A baby in an alien world. With beastkin, the elf-like beings, those collars, the constant sound of crying.
It just turns everything upside down, doesn't it? Life, death, purpose, giving up resilience. And it leaves us with this massive question to chew on. Remember her father's mantra, better to die than to live without life. How does that land now? How might Aria's understanding of life and living without life completely change in this reality? With these beings, these callers, these cries, what new struggles await? Or maybe new kinds of meaning? Does her purpose shift now from personal ambition to something bigger, something collective, maybe even revolutionary given the hints of oppression? It really makes you rethink what a meaningful life even is.
Absolutely. It definitely pushes you to think about your own ideas of meaning, resilience, and just the sheer weirdness and possibility of existence. What would you do finding yourself there? Past gone, but the echo of purpose remaining, in a world that's utterly new and maybe deeply troubled. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We really hope this journey between worlds has given you something profound to think about.